Hello, hello, hello. Oh, welcome to the Desert Goat channel. The goat with the most of what you decide. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm jaywalking. But anyhow, you heard it here first. Goat is jaywalking. There is a Converse PD right over there. So you guys can't say I didn't jaywalk in front of the cop because there's the cop. I'm sure you guys can see the lights right there. And if y'all are wondering where this cop is parked at, right over here is a like a pawn shop / equipment renting place. On the other side of it is a local park, which is the cop is parked right in front of the entrance. And keep in mind, guys, I mean, yeah, there's been problems in this park before. So, Converse PD is most likely keeping the riffraff out. But who knows? Yeah, like a couple of years ago, we had a couple of kids deciding to vandalize. Tagging, I mean, it's a victimless crime, but still they were vandalizing our tax-paying money, which is no big deal, nothing a coat of paint can't take care of. And a couple of years before that, there was a gentleman with mental health issues who was making fires in front of the restroom doors. But I've already spoken to one officer on how to adjust his behavior towards him. Hopefully he found better ways to take care of it, but anyhow.
Yes, how can I help you?
By being you, I guess.
What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm Desert Goat, by the way.
Yeah, we've met. I remember you.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen you, though. How you
Yeah,
doing?
not too bad.
That's good.
Yeah, well, you can kind of tell what I'm doing, so.
Yeah, it's been a while, though. I haven't seen you since, what was it, late last year? It was cold out, I remember.
Oh, yes, you're the one of my viewers commented on.
Saying I look young or something like that?
Actually, they thought you looked pretty good in that uniform.
I remember seeing that one, actually.
Yeah.
Let me get out and I'll talk to you.
Yeah, man, I was kind of wondering about you, man. It's just like, man, I haven't seen him in like some time. What happened to him?
Yeah. Well, I just moved to night shift.
Ah.
So I've been over here for a while.
Yeah, well, for those of us who do what I do, this is the time of night we go looking for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I get a lot of trolls on my channel, but let's face it, when it comes to showing off, there's a reason why I film you guys a lot.
What is that?
Because you guys are exactly the way you should be. The majority of the officers here in Converse is exactly how like officers should be.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally you might get one or two.
Okay.
You know,
what do you mean? Like in what sense?
Well, like
people just acting
not
up?
too long ago, I was at the police station with another YouTuber, And he was doing a records request and filing a complaint.
Okay.
Two of your female officers came up and, me and him were talking like this, and they came up and shut the fuck up.
Okay.
And a lot of people say I'm racist, but I'm not. Not racist, but sexist. But it's not. I find that a lot of the female officers, once they get into your guys' position, they get a little carried away.
Okay.
Men do it too. Don't get me wrong. Even I'm guilty of it. But they get a little out of hand. They get that power trip. And not only were these two young ladies, and I do call them young because they're younger than me.
Okay.
Not only were they being rude and obnoxious between me and this one YouTuber, but they were doing it in front of one of your sergeants. And they were pretty much from where you're standing to the front of your car and making these comments in front of them. Which is highly inappropriate.
Yeah, I can see that. See that being negative.
Yeah.
But I can't speak for anybody else at the PD. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of officers talk highly about you.
Yeah. Well, I try to approach you guys with respect.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've had a couple run-ins with people that do what you do, and
yeah, and they swear, they cuss, they try everything they can to provoke you. But in some cases, I do run my mouth. But it's one of those where the cop just keeps going at it and at it and at it and at it. And it's just like, okay, I gave you more than enough time to de-escalate. Then I'll run my mouth. But yeah.
I understand that.
But yeah, the one that commented on your looks, I believe she was from Spain or something like that? UK area?
Maybe, I don't know.
That's funny. I wouldn't be surprised if she called down to Converse PD trying to get a marriage proposal out of you.
I'm good on all that.
Yeah. Well,
that's funny.
Not to judge. I don't know your sexual orientation or anything like that, and it's none of my business.
Okay.
That's one thing you'll never hear me ask. It's like your age. I will never ask it.
Everybody can tell just by looking at me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, well, we live in a day and age to where we all know the basic genetics, male, female, but you got so many people getting into that pronoun stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to really go into all that.
Neither am I.
I don't want to cause any issues or anything like that.
Word of advice, stay out of it.
Yeah. People by what they want to go by.
Considering your job description, it's best that you kind of just, okay, what do you want to be called?
It's actually in our policy.
Yeah.
It's actually in our policy. So, I try not to break any policies or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, out of all the officers I dealt with, there was one SAPD officer, I couldn't help but to smile with her. Because she asked what was my channel name so she can call me by it. And it's like, okay, Desert Goat. And she was like, well, she told me she felt uncomfortable with it, which is okay with me. And then that's when she started getting into Mr. Sir. Her words, Mr. Sir.
Okay.
And it's just like, okay, can you please just choose one? To make it easier on yourself. But she kept going on with the Mr. Sir, and it's just like, okay, I see where she's going with it. But there's two sides to that. On the one side, it's like extreme respect, I guess. So it's like, yeah, okay, if she wants to double up on being respectful. But I would have to give her supervisor credit, because she asked for ID. And it's like, okay, 3802. You know, are you familiar with that?
Not off the top of my head.
It-
I'm more of a word person. Numbers or
Yeah,
forget
it's
which
the
numbers or what.
it's the Texas Penal Code on ID.
Okay.
You know, it's just like
Uh,
if you were to see me walking down the street,
mhm.
you can't just come up to me and just say, "Hey, give me your ID."
No, but I can talk to you for any reason I want.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk to me. That's your right.
Yeah.
You know, not only as a civilian but as an officer.
Yeah. But I mean, as long as you're walking on the sidewalk,
Now, if I was
doesn't matter.
walking down the street swinging a machete,
I might ask for ID.
yeah, you know, or it's one of those you have to have strong reasons to believe that I'm about to committed a crime, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, a reason would cause a
Raz.
reasonable person to believe that a crime has been committed or is about to be committed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's like, ever since the last time we spoke, I've been looking for you, because it's like, dude, I like that guy. And
I try to treat everybody the same and be. I try to keep my default as nice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
yeah, it's been. You actually met me while I was in FTO still over a year ago. I was still a trainee.
Oh, you were still a trainee. You were new.
Yeah, over a year ago. I was
Oh,
still a
nice.
trainee. I'm actually approaching 2 years here now, pretty soon.
Well, I guess that goes for a good learning experience, you know, in training, and you.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea. Like, I wasn't familiar with auditors and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't on that side of the internet, so I had never seen videos or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was completely unfamiliar. And then I was on, I think, Swing Shift at the time. And we were all talking, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't bad at all." And I know everybody was like saying, like, "Oh, watch out for auditors." And then I met a couple, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see."
Yeah, well, auditors are no different than anybody else.
Yeah.
You got your good and you got your bad. You know, it's just like the one officer up there in San Antonio, a female officer. She actually beat up a handcuffed pregnant woman. I mean, just wailed on her. You know, as she had her handcuffed and beat her up, and she was pregnant. Put her in the back of the patrol unit, and on body camera, I mean, it was all running.
Mhm.
And she told the woman, "Settle down, or I'm gonna beat the hell out of you again." You know.
Yeah.
And the
Other
good news.
agencies do other thing. I don't know.
The good
anything
news
about
is
them.
they fired her.
Oh, okay.
But you want to know what the bad news is?
Hmm.
She appealed it and she got her job back.
Mm.
You know,
What was
this was about a year?
this? So pretty recent.
Yeah, or
I
year
haven't
or
heard
two.
anything about that.
Yeah.
Only thing I've heard about from San Antonio was a couple of shootings that they had.
Yeah. Well,
They keep recovering all their stolen vehicles.
yeah. Well, you guys, you do it right. SAPD,